is up, Motorfest racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. We're here today with the Sakura Commander tuned Porsche 911 in Street Tier 1 for Street Tier 1 week. This thing is unparalleled by any other car when it comes to nitrous application. When you are laying on the nitro, this car is fast. It accelerates so good, and that is why we're bringing it to you today. Top speed, maybe not quite as fast as some of the other cars. Plenty enough to get you by in the grand race, though. You're not going to get walked. And it's a little twitchy and a little spicy. But what it can do with nitro really separates it from a lot of the others in the group. And so I wanted to bring it to you. And around the test track with no nitro, it's within a second or two of the RX-7 and the Honda. So it's not like it's slower or anything like that. So it's a good car. Let me show you what I got, and then I also want to dig into the Vanity Tires with you guys in this video and really show you kind of a blow up of what I'm looking at and where the methodology is with that. So let's dig into it. Let me show you. As we go into the vanity and customization options, there's a lot of visual parts you can do on this one, guys. Make sure you're slapping on those wide fenders. We're bringing out the tires as far away from the body as we possibly can, so that way it creates the widest stance for the wheels on the ground, allowing you to have the most stability through the corners. It is not I that came up with that. There's just a bunch of other people that have come from the crew too, that were just masters in their discipline, and a lot of people that are better than I at the game, that are saying that bringing the tires out as far away from the body is truly what you want to do. And so to parry on that, let me show you kind of how these vanity tires are set up. I've blown up the screen a lot just to really exaggerate this so you guys, if you're on your phones or whatever, can see it. So right here is where we're looking, right in the center where that control arm comes out and grabs the tire. These are the stock tires that I've got equipped on it right now. In the marketplace for the vanity stuff, there's these reds and these purples. They keep the same profile and the rim stays the same distance away from the body. As you can see, that rim's not shifting at all. Just the tires and the rubbers on there. Now, when we go over to these Speed Hog ones, these other vanity tires, watch the control arm right here. It actually puts a physically different part in there. It's got a different bolt, and it literally is pushing that rim out further away from the body. So some of these other vanity tires are going to give you that further distance from the body with that rim. And then if we switch from these Panther ones that I've got on here now and then come over to these Synthwave Shadow ones, you'll see that that mount also changes again. And so what we're doing here, you guys, when you're going through, you want to find whatever mount is the one that's pushing those wheels the furthest out from the body. So there's a couple of these that do that. These stretch asphalt tires do that, these stretch smooth ones, and then like all these vanity ones do that. So whatever one's got that mount that you can see in whatever car, just find a car that's got the wheels turned out a long way so you can see that, and then just choose whatever tire is going to be best for you in that application. And so in this case, like these purple ones and these red ones in the marketplace right now, I'm buying those, and I'm going to be trying to buy a lot of vanity tires to show you guys which ones are good and which ones not, so that way you've got the most info. And if that helps you out and that gave you a tip that nobody else is really showing you, like the video. Alright, let's dig into the pro settings. For the pro settings today, I have two separate setups I'm going to bring you. The first one is my preference. Both Sakura and I worked on these. The second setup is his preference. I was faster and more consistent with this setup, so I wanted to definitely bring that to you guys. It's what I use in the test track footage and also the grand race. The second setup is the one that he uses that he's faster with. And so when we are in two different camps, I'm going to bring you guys both of those options, because as a consumer, that's going to help you out. You can pick what's best for you out of those options. So I like providing options. It's a win-win for everybody. So let's dig into it. And honestly, guys, if you can try both and maybe run a couple of test tracks or do some laps on something and find out which one you like better and let me know in the comments, that would help me out a lot, honestly, because then I can kind of lean into, okay, everybody really likes Sakura's better than mine, so I need to try to tailor it to that. Or, oh, okay, as it turns out, Sakura's a little too spicy, so I need to make sure that, you know, I'm trying to stay on my side of things. Either way, whatever works best for you, let me know. That helps me. Alright, final drive for my setup is 100% long, so we're going to get the most out of the grand race. Grip is 100% front, 100% rear. Brakes, you're going to fade them all the way to the back, so it's 40% brake power, 100% as we do. Load is 100% in the front. You're going to back it off just a skosh in the rear, so it's minus 2% rear. Excuse me. And then springs, we're going all the way stiff. It's 100% or 10% stiff in the front and plus 10% stiff in the rear. As we go into the compression, you're going to soften that up a little bit. So it's minus 8% in the front and minus 7% rear. Damper rebound, you're going to stiffen that up. So you're going to go plus 9 in the front and you're going to go plus 11 in the rear. For the ARB, we are plus 10 in the front and we are plus 10 in the rear. And for the camber, we are negative 20 in the front and negative 0.25 in the rear. So a little less camber in the front. It just helped the car out a little bit. And full disclosure, like Sakura Commander, this is one of his first tunes, and I really liked it and started playing with it. And then he's like, hey, I've got a new one and it's better. And then I tried the new one and I was like, I don't think it's better. I'm not as fast with it. So that is the setup for the one that I show you in the gameplay footage, and in the test track it's the one that I'm using right now and I will continue to use. Let me show you what we've got for Sakura Commander's the second setup, which is Sakura Commander's preference. Let me show you that right now. Final drive all the way long. Grip is negative 8% in the front, so you're going to take a little bit out of that. Grip in the rear, 100%. Brake balance, still 40%. Fade that to the rear. It does make the car stop really well. Brake power, 100%. Aero load front is 100, or 0 in this case. And then load rear is negative 9%, so you're going to take a lot out of the back of the car. Springs, plus 10% in the front, plus 3% in the rear, so only a little bit stiff in the rear. Damper compression, minus 5% front, plus 4% in the rear. Damper rebound, minus 3% front and plus 5% in the rear. ARB is plus 10% front and plus 6% in the rear, so a little bit less in the rear. Camber, negative 0.11 or 11 in the front and still 0.25 in the rear. So there's a little less camber than even the other one in the front. So there's a lot of changes from the one that I was using to this one. Try them both. Let us know what you like. That's going to help both Sakura and myself out. We want to tailor these videos to help everybody, and so if you kind of let us know what your preference is, that's great. Alright, let me show you how the previous tune that I use on everything does on the test track and does in the grand race, and we'll call that a video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I'm trying to hit 10K subs before the end of the year. That'd be really special, and with your help I think we can get there. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Creating a legend, Porsche 911. Let's see how we get around the track. We're on like version 4.0 of this tune. Sakura Commander and I have gone back and forth quite a bit. There's two camps. There's one that's like this one, which is twitchy. A little slidey, but predictable. And there's another one that is easier to drive everywhere except the curbs. I prefer this one. I don't mind the rowdiness of it. I think it's faster being a little rowdy like this. I can put the car wherever I want it. It's a little twitchy, which is fine. I think that's part of the charm of this car, is because it just turns in really, really well. For that reason, when it turns in really, really well, when the weight gets slammed to the outside of the tires, it'll slide a little bit. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I like that I can put it wherever I want it in that sense. Right there is kind of what we're talking about, how it slides a little bit, but better to have a car that turns than it does to have a car that's planted, I guess, and just boxes out. I ran this one in Sakura's tune. We're both within a second of each other on the test track, so like we're pretty consistent as far as what we're able to do here. But one thing that is happening is I am consistently about 2 seconds per race faster in this setup than I am in the other one. Sakura's about the same in both. He preferred the feel of the other one. I had trouble getting consistent on the other one. I ran over 10 tries before I finally got one whole race of 2 laps put together that I didn't make any mistakes and actually had a decent time. And it was within a second of this one where I could jump into this car and do the gameplay footage I'm doing right now, and it's done almost immediately. Like I just don't struggle with it. And so when there's a tune that comes naturally to me that I'm not fighting, I think that that'll lend itself good to the populace. If there's a tune that I have to really worked to learn how to drive, and I'm struggling with it. Even though it might come natural to Sakura, his driving style is far beyond that of what most players, I would say, are. And I think that a lot of guys that are playing the game are probably more similar to my style. So that's why I gave you guys both tunes. This is going to be the tune that I'm recommending in the video first. Yeah, 244.2 is not bad. We had a little bit of a mistake there, but that's pretty solid. This puts us right in line with what the Civics were doing, what the RX-7 does. Our single lap of a 119.3 is about right. Yeah, this is a good Street Tier 1 car. So I would say if you want the rowdier on the curbs tune, maybe just try both. That's the beauty of me bringing you both setups. You can kind of do whatever you like. Let's see how this tune does in the Grand Race. Alright, we've got our Grand Race. It took me a while to finally get a Street Tier 1 that I could show you guys, so we're going to just try to send it, do half-ass decent. At this point, I was trying to win Grand Races and show you guys that, but with the inconsistency of how long I actually have Street Tier 1 in a Grand Race, you get what you get. This Z4 gets it done. I really do like it, so we're hanging out. That guy's got eyeballs on his windshield, dude. Oh, he's about to die. He didn't die, but it's close. He almost died. Kind of just sitting, taking it easy. Wait until we get through this section so we can use some of our nitrous. Not hitting too much of the water. Alright, we got a good straight line through here. All those guys are in the draft, so we're just going to let the draft bump happen. Oh, don't ruin me, sir. Don't ruin me, sir. We're bouncing a lot. It's a softy boy out here on the sand. Mr. Bean. What are these Jeep boys, dude? Just gotta stay in contention. We don't need to use our nitrous to get in front. It's a long race. We can use our draft, save the nitrous for corner exit when we get into some trouble, stuff of that nature. So like right here, I'll slow down before they do. Kind of take an inside line around them as they go and crash and thrash into each other. That dude almost died. He's about to almost die again. He's playing with fire. See, he's burning nitrous right there. But what did he do? Did he break away? No, he didn't. Know when to utilize your nitrous, you guys. It's a resource, and like anything, you want to use it in the right spots. So I've got a sweeping left turn here. We're going to kind of just cruise through here and then use our nitrous on exit. Get up to speed. And now we get to show you guys this Porsche. It's not super meta, but I do really like it. I mean, it's fast. It's a little slidey, but I don't mind the looseness of it. It accelerates really good, though. Unfortunately, with it being wet, you're going to see a little more rotation out of this car than you normally would, just due to the nature of the track conditions right now. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get somebody in behind us that can give us a little bit of a push for the draft bump so you guys can see the top speed of it. Because it's pretty good. I feel like we're just destined to always have the RSR in our lives. Running it in Unbound, now we're out here running it in Motorfest. Right there, I had to brake check to rotate the car back the other way. We were having some problems. Good, alright, cool. We got this guy to work with now. Let's play the video game. Look at him use all that boost. Our boost bar is full. We're just chilling. Oh, he killed us. Nice, dude. Leapfrog. Later, nerd. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. Sakura Commander's got his tune on here. Got the livery on there. I'm trying to show you guys the top end. So it goes about a 187. It's a little slower than some of the other cars. 190s is really cooking in Street Tier 1. So we're a little ways off from that, but this accelerates really well, and it's pretty planted, so I don't have a problem with it at all. We're chasing our boy here. There we go, 190 in the draft. You'll see that we're having no problem carving these corners up, where he was kind of sliding around and we're just taking a nice line. He probably doesn't have the right tune on that Focus, though. Like, let's be real. I hit the brakes because I knew he was going to push us wide there, and I wasn't about to let that happen, so we'll just hang out. We're going to push him and boost him. With both of us working together, I'm pushing him to his max speed, and I'm drafting at the same time, like, because there's... Ooh, I wanted to get up the inside of him and kind of use him as a wall there to push him wide. Our turning ability is so much better than that Focus, though. You can just see that we can put our car wherever we want it. He's kind of on a set line, and we're like, you know what? Up the inside would be nice. Had a pretty good line through there. Stayed on the concrete more. See, he's being kind of silly. This is a situation where both him and I could have worked together. He could have let me have the lead for a moment and then just drafted behind me, but instead he wanted to use all of his boost to just sit there and be in first place. He's got to be in first place. We still got 40% of the track left, but we got to be in first place. Okay, dude. We're going to get him in the racing. I know it. After getting burned by not having all-wheel drive the last time we were running in the rain, I grabbed the Super Treveo this time. Let's see how his brakes are. Pretty good. Pretty good. Almost. Now he's not in first place. What's he going to do? How much nitrous is he going to use? Lots. He's trying to break away. Okay. Now it's our turn to break away. Just a little squirt just to get us kind of zooming. We don't want him to use us as the inside like we just did with him, so I cut way inside and didn't keep two tires on the concrete because I knew he was coming. He just burned all of his nitrous to try to get away. Let's see if he does the shortcut here. He doesn't. He's skill issuing. Oh, we're skill issuing. Oh my god. Goddamn rain. That's my fault though. Now I gotta work to catch up. Well, that didn't take long. Let's go, gamers! I almost did the reset scum where you just reset the car right there once you go through the checkpoint, but I didn't want to do it. Couldn't bring myself to do it. Alright, this is where we leave our boy. Easy clap. Guys, that's an example of just patience. He was in a hurry to just always be in front of us that entire race. And so all we needed to do was just stay calm, make sure we're using our nitrous, and then when the opportunity presents itself, get in front of him. And then he used all of his boost to try to catch us, and then he was draft bumping us the entire time. And so it was really easy for us to stay out front. That is the Porsche. Also the Super Treveo. I'll do a build on that in the coming weeks for you guys because you're going to like that one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate you. See you next time. Bye-bye.